Doesn't it go figure? A couple of my games decided to go into overtime. Well, who's ready for some extra football? Because we got a couple of overtime games to resolve. One of which I honestly didn't expect to see coming. And then there's this, which, well, gets to be featured after all. Howdy, folks. Morgoth the Barbarian here, and welcome to a special episode continuing Week 1's games. As you probably know, I've simulated anything that wasn't a game related to our featured contest. Earlier in Week 1, we ended up simulating the Bengals and Chiefs. Safe to say that one turned into a disaster as I played it out. The Chiefs won that one 38-14. Well, I've been simulating the other games off camera, and we ended up with two that somehow decided to go into overtime. One of which is the Eagles and the Cowboys. Doesn't it go figure? Of course. So this is what ended up happening as I was rolling it, and yeah, the teams decided to tie after 24. I think the Cowboys had a last-minute field goal that at time expired to force overtime. So here we are. We're now going into overtime, and we're going to play this out. As anytime in one of my simulated games enters overtime, we're just going to play it out and see what happens. So first on the docket is Eagles and Cowboys. You're not going to believe what the second one is. It's 49ers Cardinals. Yeah, that one's a little confusing to me too, but alas, here we are. We'll play that. I'll play that out in a separate video, but yeah, we'll do Eagles and Cowboys first. Been kind of an interesting game so far as I simulated it out. Dak Prescott did pretty well for himself. Ezekiel Elliott, maybe not so much. CeeDee Lamb has had a big game so far. Micah Parsons has been doing his usual work. And I've been only getting... I haven't been really keeping track of punting and returns. Just for... It's a little bit too difficult. So, but yeah, this is what Dallas' side looks so far. The Eagles' side of it... Jalen Hurts already has thrown for over 300 yards. Miles Sanders, questionable game. A.J. Brown, 10 for 106 and a TD. Goddard caught a TD. I forget who this is for Philadelphia. Kazir White has had a couple sacks. And Philly's defense has been doing what Philly defense has been doing. But yeah, somehow we ended up being tied at 24, and we're basically going to resolve it here and now. So quick rundown of the overtime rules, and then let's just get to it. For the way I'm doing it, we're doing 10-minute quarters. A 10-minute quarter just like the NFL does. Each team will have 2 timeouts to start off. We'll have a coin toss to see what happens. Who gets the ball first. The Eagles will call. If the receiving team at this point, one of 3 things can happen. If the receiving team scores a touchdown, game over. Everybody goes home happy, blah, 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 or not. And that's it. 2, receiving team scores field goal. Other team has a chance to respond with at least a field goal. Otherwise, the game ends depending on what happens. 3, receiving team does not score, and then it just becomes first score wins for as long as there's time here. Now, what happens if the time runs out, but we're still tied? Well, I don't like ties. I know the NFL does them, but this is my league. I do whatever the heck I want, and I say no ties. So I'm invoking I'm jokingly going to call the Donovan McNabb rule. Okay, for those that don't know, Donovan McNabb the Eagles game ended up in a tie, and Donovan McNabb just thought the game kept going, and then it turns out it didn't. Well, I say we're going to keep going, and if they're both teams are tied, I'm going to use college football rules to determine a winner, which basically only in my version they start from the opponent's 35, not 25. And we're just going to keep going until there's a winner. And yes, after the third overtime, we'll do have to go for two. That's how they do it in college. But that's assuming we even get to that point. I don't know if we even will. I hope we don't because I can't be here all day. So with that being said, let's see who wins this game out. So we'll do the coin toss. The Eagles, of course, this will be for the Eagles, which is funny enough because... Actually, no, this is going to be weird. The Eagles are in red. The Cowboys are in green, even though that makes no sense from a color perspective, but that's the way it is. So, okay, that was a little weird. That's something I did not want to see. Thank you, computer. Apparently, I'm not safe even playing this game. Hold on.
What the hell is that?
Just when I thought it was safe, here we are. Now my camera's not working. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, let's just get the opening coin toss done. As I mentioned, the Eagles are a road team. They get to decide. We're going to go evens. No! So the Cowboys will start with the ball. Doesn't really matter what happens. So at this juncture, Cowboys will start with the ball here. So here we go. Yeah, Cowboys in red. So like I said, 10 minutes. We'll see what happens here. The Cowboys score a touchdown, game ends. Otherwise, we'll go from here. So here we go. Eagles. Well, just a straight up touchback. Isn't that lovely? So the Cowboys will get it on the 25. All right. All right, let me quickly introduce the Cowboys starting lineup. We have Dak Prescott as quarterback. Michael Gallup as your, I believe, split receiver. Dalton Schultz is your tight end. Ezekiel Elliott as running back. Feel free to debate me on that one because Tony Pollard. Noah Brown is the, slot receiver. And CeeDee Lamb is the flanker. All right, Cowboys. You have a 10 minutes to figure this out. All right. 1st and 10. Here we go. 3 on a line buck. Oh, that was quick. By the way, Elliott has 90 yards rushing. 6. So immediately Zeke is doing work and getting 16 yards. Well, that was quick. And just like that, Ezekiel Elliott now has over 100 yards. He's got 106. He came into this with 90. So, you know what? We're going to short pass it to Lamb, who's been doing pretty good. The Eagles were playing run on that last one. They're doing it again. 3 with a potential penalty. 13-yard gain if it holds. It's not gonna. Number 4. It won't. Oof. Yeah. Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down. Ouchies. All right, we'll try to run again. 9 on a line block. Elliott's only getting 1. That's his 30th carry of the game. At least up till now. Try it again on 2nd and 19. 8 on a line block. A short pass. Sack. The Eagles have been getting a lot of these. It's an 8-yard loss, and Javon Hargrave gets credit for that one. Hargrave has his second sack of the game. Oh my god. Okay, this is just bad. This is just really bad. It's third down and eternity. Third down and 27 if we're being technical. Oh, this is going to end very poorly. They have to do a long pass. Well, a must run is not going to help. Eagles pressure kind of forced him out again. Yeah, the 5 yards. I think that one was a little bit predictable, to be honest. So Prescott runs for 5 yards, but let's be honest, that was predictable. Fourth down, punt. There's no way they would even consider doing a 4th and 24. No, excuse me, it's a 4th and 22. So 9, I'm not keeping track of punter stats, so we'll just, or return stats from this point forward. 47 to the number 1 back. We're at the 24. Return for a gain of where? That is the wrong one. Uh-oh. It goes for 16, but we have a fumble. Which the Eagles keep. Okay, never mind. Crisis averted. Boston Scott almost fumbled the ball away. Thankfully, the Eagles still have it at their own 50, 40, but that could have been really, 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 really bad. Okay, so now we're at the first score wins kind of deal. All right, Eagles, first score wins. All right, even though they were featured earlier, let's just go over the Eagles starting lineup really quick. Jalen Hurts, quarterback. A.J. Brown as your split. Goddard's a tight end. I mentioned Brown went over 100 yards. Goddard as a TD reception. Sanders, a touchdown run and a fumble. So don't be surprised if Gainwell checks in. Quez Watkins is here. Devontae Smith has 5 for 73. And there you go. So now it's the Eagles' turn to do something. They're at their own 40. They just need to get in the field goal range, and they got 7.5 minutes to do it. All right, let's see what happens here. And Sanders gets pushed back a yard. That is the wrong one. Brilliant. Second and 11. That doesn't count. 6 on a short. Now we're reading Dallas's. Oh, another sack. Ugh. It's an 8-yard loss, and Dorrance Armstrong gets credit for it. I believe he's having a good game, too. We're at the 33, right? Yeah. No, that is his first sack of the game. All right, and so he's getting into the sack party. That's number 5 for the Cowboys, by the way. 3rd and 19. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That was the Devontae Smith, by the way. Here, okay, let's try A.J. Brown now. 7. No, Hurts is going to have to scramble for this one. Hurts gets 4. Yeah, but the bad news is, and once again, oh, bring out the punt team yet again. I'm not letting this happen. 30. So both teams can't do anything here. Cipros with a 45-yard punt. All right, no fumbles this time. I totally forgot to roll the penalty dice. We're fine. That's better. I believe it's going to the number 1 back, right? Yeah. Dallas on an 8. Where is... It's 8 yards if it stands, so we're at the 26. we're at the 36 now. Okay, gotcha. And I believe we have 6 minutes left. Fourth and 9. We've got 3.5 minutes left. Do I do something crazy and try to... No, I'm looking at the punting card. Punt it. Let's see if anything happens on that. It's down at the 1 as of right now. Okay, to the number 2 back. Hopefully he doesn't do anything silly. 6. That punt was actually so good they ended up the Eagles actually like down. That was okay. Let me just explain what happened. The receiver let it go over his head, and yeah, that punt was so good. He just looked up at it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice, and then just let the opposing team down at the 1. Oh boy, I think the Eagles' special teams may have just got him the game. Okay, it's gotten so desperate, the Cowboys had to bring in their blocking back. Now, this is where it gets nutty. First off, it's 1st and 10. They have 2 timeouts. Let's start that. Who's organizing that? If they lose a yard, the game's over, by the way. Just so we're all aware of that fact. They have Elliott in. They have a blocking back. I'm going to catch the Eagles off guard and try a flat pass to the tight end. 7. It's an 8-yard gain if it holds. Number 7. Okay, unless this is intentional grounding, the game is still okay. This is not going to do anything, by the way, yardage-wise. Illegal procedure against the offense. It's technically a 5-yard penalty, but since they're at the 1, it doesn't cost them any yardage. All it does is just cost them 15 seconds, and they have to redo the whole play. Funny how that works. So they basically have to redo the play. They're at the half-yard line, but whatever. Now I'm going to be forced to run it. Nope, gain is not over. 6 yards. And that was just to get out of their own end zone. So the good news is they finally succeeded in that. I can bring in Noah Brown, but this is now going to get ridiculous. They're at 3:15. They need 93 yards to score, but as you can probably tell, they're going to need a lot more than that. 2nd and 4. $11 yards to the 18. First down, Cowboys. That is the CeeDee Lamb, no surprise. Okay. I'm bringing in Tony Pollard because he's a better receiver here. It's 1st and 10. You know what? Since half is ending, whatever. Since the half is ending, let's just do it and hope for the best. You know what? Noah Brown, he needs a target. I think this might serve him a little bit better as the Eagles will see it coming. It's an incomplete pass, and we're at the 2-minute warning. Okay. At this point, I think I'm just going to do nothing but passes. So this is will be that the grade column comes into play. 2nd and 10. Oh, don't tell me. 2 through 5, this is a problem. I think the Cowboys just lost. There's a very good chance the Cowboys just blew the game. Prescott throws his first interception of the day. The Eagles are suddenly in field goal range. But then now let's see what this return is. Are we going to end this on a pick 6 potentially? No, it does not end in a pick 6, thankfully. So that's the good news. Oh, man. Oh. Kazir White with the clutch interception. They tried to swing it up to Pollard, and White just read that one so perfectly, he just snagged the interception. Wow, are you kidding me? So all the Eagles really need to do now is kick a field goal, then this game is over. Oh dear, like I was saying, I think the Cowboys just lost. Oh boy. Oh boy. I still have plenty of time here. Let me see if I can try to get as close as possible so that I don't make this too complicated for Jake Elliott. Again, all I need is a field goal, and Kenneth Gainwell is in. Dallas needs some kind of stop if they can get it. Oh, so far... Oh, wait, wrong one. And so far, they're off to a good start as they just force a 2-yard knockback. Dallas actually calls a timeout. They've got 2, remember. So they just called a timeout for whatever reason. 2nd down. Let's try to get it closer again. I've got Gainwell in because of the earlier fumble. He gets those 2 yards back. Dallas actually calls their 2nd timeout. That is actually the wrong one. They're out. I think they're expecting some kind of miss on this. Or a turnover of their own, potentially. There is 1:37 left. 3rd and 10. I don't really need much. This is a tough one because I can do either way. Dallas is also in a tough situation too. After seeing what just happened, I'm going to go run. Dallas will think pass for some weird reason. Okay. Oh, don't tell me they're going to blow this. It's 5 yards if it stands. Opponent number 2. Ooh. Nice. Personal foul against Dallas. Oh, dear. 13. So they get the 2 yards goes away, happens, and then it's half the distance to the goal on top of that. And it's an automatic 1st down. So they have it at the 11 now. Gainwell still gets his 2 yards, but boy, oh boy, that Dallas could have done without that. They are shooting themselves in the foot as we speak. All right, let's get even closer for Jake Elliott. 5 on an off tackle. No, oh my God, don't let this be a 9-12 or... It's a fumble. You've got to be kidding me. Whew. Oh my God, Gainwell recovers his own fumble. Gainwell recovers his own fumble. If that had been a 7 for 11, Dallas would have saved themselves. It's second down instead. So the Eagles still have it. But that way could have done without that. A lot. And they're just going to play pass now. And that scared them so much they're going to play pass. 6. Devontae Smith gets 6 yards. They're at the 6. He goes out. It's third down. Sorry, I think that was A.J. Brown. Yeah, that was A.J. Brown who got that. Oh, he's up to 132. There's a minute 8 left. My field goal odds, I'm looking at them right now, don't really matter. You know what? Let's end this game here now. Jake Elliott is coming on for the field goal. It's a chip shot. A 12 basically is the only thing that would keep the game going. So if you're Dallas, you better hope I roll a 12. Otherwise, game's over. Eagles win. Eagles win. And that was... Yeah, I'll let it go. That was dangerously close, too. There was a 6, but it didn't work. Eagles win. 27-24. There it is. Jake Elliott kicks the game-winning field goal with a minute to spare. Good. Oh, Dallas. Never change. Never change. Dak Prescott, that interception ended up coming back to haunt him. That's what did it. The only interception, he threw it right to Kazir White, and that ended it. Otherwise, that would have been just fine. Elliott's 100-yard performance goes for naught. Same with CeeDee Lamb's impressive performance. And the defense, which actually did really well. But Kazir White ends up saving the day for the Eagles. Hurts throws for over 300 yards. Brown gets 132. And Curtis Gainwell narrowly avoids embarrassment. Because if that fumble had gone Dallas's way, the Dallas would have had a chance to win it. But albeit, it would have been like a minute and change. So that would have been really, 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 really close. So there you go. Eagles 27, Dallas 24. Final score. That is not the button I wanted to press. All right, so that will do it for this extra game. I'm going to go start 49ers Cardinals on the next video. We'll, of course, be back with Week 2's matchup, whatever that is, because I haven't rolled for it yet as of this video. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Thanks, everyone. Peace out, y'all.